last week a lot of spiciness happened. The first thing was that in just fits of rage and varying amounts of anger and venom, all of you tried and failed to kill the new Night Mother, the one Night Mother, the only Night Mother. Though, amidst pounding her face with this magical fist, Grim did ask an interesting and poignant question. Uh, and basically, where was Nim? And in various ways, all of you found out that Nimriani is a part of the Night Mother, that inside of this vessel, this magical being has enslaved Nim, this creature or entity known as Pain, and exists inside of a maw, like a black hole. This just maelstrom of energy and power, and that's what Grim saw as she dove into the Night Mother's mind. And Kieran did the same thing, and when Yasin went to help him, he saw it as well. The three of you have seen this maw, this abyss of power and energy. And Kieran was able to use his spirit powers to sort of force a projection to where everybody could see kind of Nim and Pain almost imprisoned, almost like crucified in a way, the way they were positioned behind the Night Mother, and then kind of sucking back into that body. All of your power, all of your amazing feats, and you were all on fire, just giving it all you had, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to slow her down. But you also learned that Nim is still in there because she healed all of you before leaving. And so everyone should be at full health, full stats, full everything. If you haven't done that, you also all leveled up. If you didn't do that over the week, oh boy, then tonight will be fun. You can do that as you're playing. It's not terribly difficult. But you all should be level 9 now, with Mud as a level 10. She will always kind of be one level ahead of you based on her decade in the arena. Mud comes with a little extra pack in her punch. As you all walked through the portal after having failed to stop the Night Mother, you all ventured in. And on the other side, you met Kronos, a 4-person entity made up of the elements of fire and water, air, and earth. And they, all speaking as one, allowed you to ask 3 questions. You had learned quite a lot from those questions. And then at the end, once they were done with you, they indicated a couple of things. One, you could come back to this realm, that it was possible that where Kronos exists seems to be the true epicenter of reality. Because the second thing you learned was in that realm, you saw all of the doors laid out before you, entering to places that you recognized and places that you had never seen before. Perhaps the tavern is not what you thought it was after all. And so we begin our adventure now, because as Kronos sent you off to your next adventure, you all could hear the sound of waves crashing. You could smell the salt in the air, feel the spray of water, and now this light rain and mist starts to get heavier as a storm rolls in. Your vision starts to clear, and you can see on the horizon a shape moving through the water. And you hear a woman on the bow of this Viking longboat scream out, "Dragon!" and you see a creature you could only describe as a Leviathan. It's a water dragon. Huge. Easily 2 to 3 times bigger than the Viking longboat that you're in. To set the stage for you, around you on this vessel are men and women, large, broad Vikings wearing furs, the boat covered in shields on either side of it, and they are rowing for all their worth because they don't want to fight the dragon, they want to live. At the bow, standing on top of one of the masts, just gripping onto it, is a large woman. She has regal furs that drape down her shoulders to either side, armor that looks both ceremonial and well worn, as if she has used this in countless battles, but there's an elegance to it that the other Vikings around you don't have. And you can tell by the way the men and women keep looking to her as she issues commands, she is the leader of this group. And you hear a couple of them call out, "Chiefess! What are we going to do?" And you see her pull out this axe, large and cut, the stone of it chipped from countless wars. And she just flings back her hair and goes, "We fight or we die." "Who the hell are you?" As she eyes the party, who is just sort of squeezed into this boat.
Yeah, Mud's a little more than squeezing into the boat.
Just pretending to row. Yeah, who are you? No, I'm just kidding.
"What are you doing on my boat? Who the hell are you people? Where'd you come from?"
Lots of places.
This is very difficult to explain. This isn't the first time we've teleported into a realm. Believe you me, but there's not enough time to explain right now. We have bigger matters to deal with, evidently.
"We'll deal with this later." And she kind of looks at you, Kieran, and kind of like, she gives you this look, and then she's like trying to figure out what the hell you are. Like, she's never seen something like you before. And she's like, "We'll figure this out later."
Where is this thing? Like, is it actually still underwater at the moment?
You can see it out. It's a little distance away now, probably about 30 feet, but you see it just like cruising in like a missile. The water parting to either side as it just bears in.
The dragon?
Yes, the dragon.
Oh, great.
Mud was still kind of like, like superhero pose landings from teleporting in. That she's probably still around people's height. She's going to stand up to her full, 7.5 feet height.
Yeah, you just hear Asteroid go, "Oh, fuck, what?" A Jotun.
Oh.
And you hear a lot of people whispering around the boat going, "Oh, yeah, it's a Jotun. It's a Jotunheim, it's a Jotun." And you just hear that kind of flowing around the boat. And people start to lean away from you as far as they can.
As they should. No, I'm just kidding. She's just gonna kind of shrug it off and go "Shall we?" And she's going to run to jump off the boat to land on the dragon.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
A couple of things are going to happen. I need you to make an athletics check for me to see if you can make it onto this creature, because as you are going towards it, it is going towards you.
19.
19. All right. Second roll that you need to make is a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Just because you can make the jump doesn't mean you can latch onto it.
Oh, 16 plus 9.
Okay. Yeah. So that'll do. Astrid gets ready to call out, "Can you all fight?" And she just watches this giant woman take 2 steps, because that pretty much clears the boat for you. Step 1 onto the middle of it. Step 2, you're on the edge, and you just launch off. And you just got this great Spartan like back arch, just like 300, lightning flashing in the air, and you flip your grip on your hammer so that the piercing side is ready. And as this creature breaches from the water, you just watch this giant woman and just latch on to the back of it. And you are riding on the dragon. You are positioned approximately on its head.
I'm imagining the ending of 10 Rings right now.
So you're
somewhere
up
up there.
here.
You can lay her down.
We'll just have to be down, but you are up there. As the head comes up, you see this giant wave wash over the boat. I need everybody to make either a strength or a dex saving throw, whichever one is your highest. Give me a saving throw. Let's see if anybody gets washed overboard.
19.
Cool. Kieran's safe.
I got a 19.
All right. Hang on. I know her name. I swear. Keladri. I knew it. Keladri's safe.
What is it?
Grim. I see you thinking hard. Did you get a 1? You got a 1. Okay. Grim is not safe. Yasin and Estrella.
7.
9.
Right.
I got a 1.
13. 13. Sorry.
13. Okay, that's better. And Estrella's still at a 7.
7.
Okay. Here's what happens. As this creature rears its head and kind of roars a bit at being stabbed in one of its scales, this wave washes forward. And all of you just brace. And you watch the Vikings hunker down behind the shields. And unfortunately, Estrella and Grim do not. I don't want to hear your shush. Unfortunately, Estrella and Grim don't manage to grab onto anything, and they sort of wash off. In fact, Grim just kind of barely tips one of the shields, but then Estrella kind of slams into her as this wave picks her up a bit, and there's the one. Boom! And off the two of you go. You are on the other side of the boat. Now, you all can swim, so there's no like worry or anything like that. You didn't take any damage, but you kind of hear one of the Vikings, "Aye, women's overboard!
Women's overboard.
The women's are overboard!"
Because we can't go by ourselves, we had to go together. Like the bathroom. You can't go by yourself.
What the two of you see is this giant mass rise up out of the water, and it's one of the humps of this creature. It is long and snake-like. Being a water dragon, it doesn't have wings, it does not fly, it just has massive humps, a snake in the water. And so the two of you are right by this big one right here. And then off towards the front of the boat, you see a part of its tail rise up.
Can we get on? Or at least me.
Yeah, no, you can do whatever you want. So we will not be rolling for initiative. Tonight is going to be an experimental night. We are going to fight this monster as if you are all video game characters. Do what you want, when you want to do it. But so will I as the monster. The longer you think, the more you try to strategize, the greater the chances of you getting eaten, because I won't wait for you. But you also don't have to wait either. You can throw out an attack and let's just roll with it and see what happens.
Can I just be, at least Chris finally admitted that he was a monster, not a DM.
Oh, hey, if I get to eat one of you, I'll take that name.
Like, if I get the chance, bitch.
Let's go.
He's like, I'm hungry. Okay. Well, I'm gonna grab onto this hump.
So how do you want to do it? You can either do this through strength, athletics, or through magic. Whatever is highest for you.
Magic.
All right, so then give me an Arcana check. Roll for Arcana and see if you can use your magic to get on top of this creature.
23.
23. So as you hit the water and you see this hump rise up, you just sort of like burst, like almost like an eldritch blast into the water. And all of you watch as she just kind of like rises up like Trinity into the air and then boom, just lands. And you take your metal arm boom, and you hook it into one of the scales. And you are now riding this center hump of the dragon while
Can I
mud
reach my
is
hand out for
splashing
Estrella?
on the... What's up?
Is there any way I can reach out for Estrella?
If you, she can make that roll with you to see if you.
Okay. If you want to go, I mean, obviously you can roll. If not, it's a fail.
I was going to just get us on the boat.
Well, then you go for the boat, my guy.
Yeah, no, Estrella's gonna get on the boat. Okay.
Okay.
I'm thinking about jumping on this dragon, but I love that for you.
I don't know.
All right.
The first thing I thought of.
Estrella, go ahead and just give me a straight athletics roll and get yourself on the boat.
I was gonna make you a little ice platform.
I was just
All
gonna
right, so this creature is going to go ahead and do a multi-attack. That's 3 attacks this guy gets to do. Let's see if he can break some ACs. The first one that he's going to go for is going to be Kieran. As Kieran is kind of right there, looking nice and tasty. We're going to go for...
The rock looks nice. And
Well, yeah, you can't. He's in black and white. You know, it's good.
He thought he
Yeah,
was
plus
the
9 to hit. Here we go. That is going to be a 3 plus 9. Does 12 hit?
Oh, no. But I'm going to take that opportunity, and I am going to attempt to grab on as it kind of like thrashes at me.
Ooh, all right.
And I am going to return with Melv's acid arrow. Right
Okay.
up its scales, shooting a green spiraling poison dart basically up from my hand of like energy.
Alrighty, so you want to do that and grab onto it, like you want to be attached to the head with
Yep.
mud? Okay, so I want you to do a couple of things. First, roll to break its AC. Let's see if this acid arrow is going to do some damage.
That is 15 plus 7 plus 15 plus 7, so that's 22.
22. Let's see. Yep, that'll break. Roll damage.
All right, so that is it is going to take 4d4 of damage
All right.
and poisoned. But the actual official thing is 4d4, so let me do this. That's 8 damage on the initial hit, and then it will be 4d4 of damage every turn.
Okay, 1d4 damage every turn. Cool. So 18. All right. Good, strong hit. Give me either athletics, dexterity, strength. Whichever is higher, use one of those to get yourself onto this creature. Let's see if you latch on.
15?
What was that?
15?
15? Like 1-5?
Yeah, 1-5.
Yeah, that'll do. And so, okay.
Barely.
So as this creature goes into do its multi-attack and bite, you dodge out of the way, taking your arm and just kind of shoving it into it and just this kind of letting this like poisoned arrowed energy just extend into one of its scales, and you watch it get underneath and sort of hit skin and dig its way in. You can see this almost acidic patch starting to open up, and you take your hand and you grab into that patch of flesh, and you feel your body just kind of yoink as you are pulled back as the head goes for its second strike, for its multi-strike. It is going to hit the boat and thrash at it a couple of times. The boat has an HP. You don't know what it is, but I do. So something to keep in mind as I give you tells about what the boat's looking like. You know, we want to kill this thing quickly. As the boat has an easy AC to break, he's just going to roll some damage against this thing. 6, 9, 15. 15 points of damage against the boat, and that's 2 thrashes, just boom, boom, basically trying to get Mud and Kieran off of his head. But I'm going to let you guys stay and hang on.
Next time we'll probably have to make dex saves or something.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be coming. I mean, you can't just stay onto the creature all the time. You have to...
No, I was just looking. I just finally got an image of what the creature I got on looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Why does his face look like that?
What's his face? Because they do.
Because he's a sea dragon. This is a different kind of species. This is nasty.
Okay.
All right. What we doing? We don't gotta wait. Throw it out. Strategize. Estrella.
Ring. I want to try to use my ring of lightning and strike the creature in the water. Sorry, everybody else.
Oof. Okay.
R.I.P.
This is just gonna work. Roll damage and double it. This is a crit. Because you are striking the water.
Am I in the water still?
No, but he is wet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's the damage we're doing, Estrella?
I'll bring you back. Ring of lightning just says, as you wear this ring, you feel electricity course up and down your arm. It doesn't say anything else.
It's the lightning spell.
Yeah, you should have a spell in there that has like.
I can see if my lightning lore has something.
Shouldn't it have the spell lightning bolt?
Lightning lore. Do 2Ds.
No, it's lightning bolt. I got it.
Oh.
All right, so
It's a different spell.
this is going to be. We're gonna cast. I forgot what I did the ring at. Let's say it's a level 4 ring. So roll 2 d6s, and then double that because it's a crit. You're hitting water, so it's definitely gonna be a critical strike.
Oh wait, no, wrong one.
I got like rubber shoes on. Does that matter?
You have a metal spike into it.
But my handle is not metal.
8.
8. All right, so 16 then. Woo! All right. As the light, so Estrella just sort of like grabs her arm and just boom. Well, she can't grab her arm. She's only got one arm. Oh my gosh! I gotta remember that. So she just takes her arm and just sort of just throws it down, and you watch this bolt just sort of shoot out chaotically from the ring, but it hits the water, an easy target, and all around the boat, you just watch it electrify and sizzle and boil. Now, people who are on the dragon,
Yeah.
you have a split second to dive off and try to make it past the range of this lightning attack, or you can just grit and bear it and stay on the dragon.
I'm gonna stay.
I'm gonna try to stay and crawl up
Okay,
it as
you're gonna stay. Cool.
it's
I'm gonna stay on. But I'm also going to like channel my Earth Genasi self, like similar to like how I created my stone arm, and I'm just gonna kind of like ground myself in a way.
All right, I want everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
One of my better ones.
Uh-huh.
13.
23.
Yeah, it's plugged.
3.
23.
Okay, 23.
21.
21, and Kieran?
11.
Hard, y'all.
I'd be a fish fillet if I got
Let me get
3.
a good here, everybody.
Sorry.
11.
11. Okay.
Yeah, didn't work right.
So here's what happens. As this lightning raises up, everybody kind of grits down. Grim, you switch your arms from your metal to your flesh hand, and as you grab it, you feel a singe come up, but it's not as strong as if you would have made contact with metal. You'll take half damage on this save. So while the creature takes 16 points, you only take 8 points of damage from it. You can glare at Estrella if you want. Mud, as the lightning comes up for you, you just lean down in the hammer to one of your rubber and wooden parts for it, and you just sort of lean on your jacket. And the Beskar just kind of and you watch it travel across your coat. It singes bits of your flesh here and there, giving you half damage, taking 8 instead of 16. Kieran, as you try to ground yourself and kind of dig in deeper, everybody else is kind of like shoving off of the electricity, pours a little more towards you than you were expecting. You take the full 16 points of damage, but you all still stay on the creature.
Why is this not working?
I have turned some.
Okay.
Not bad. We got 2 good hits happening. Astrid kind of comes down off of the keel of the boat and moves to where Yasin and Keldry are, and Estrella, as you are kind of huddled around the middle. And she just looks at the 3 of you and she goes, look, I don't know who the hell you are or what you're doing on my boat, but if we want to survive this, we all need a fight. So get off your ass and do something. And you just watch her like turn towards the creature and goes, hey, you, come get some. And you watch as the creature lunges toward Astrid. And right as it kind of moves its head to snap on her, she shifts her axe and boom, throws it up, dealing 8 points of damage from her axe hit. And you just watch the creature kind of take and lean up a bit and move down. Now it is slightly above the boat and looking to make another strike. Grim.
Can I guess Arcana check to see if I can tell where this creature's weakness points are? I guess it's magical, it's a dragon.
You would think, right? But it's also an animal.
Okay, so can I do a check that way? Or I guess that would be history if I...
No, well, you could get away with it if history if you want to say that I know dragons and I want to see how much I know about them. So you can make that a part of your past. You do nature just as it's an animal. I'm going to find its weakness. I'm going to do a nature check. Arcana is, I think it's magical. I think it's got a magical weakness. So which would you like to try?
I actually want to try to do like a anatomy check, but I know that's not a thing. So nature.
Yep. Nature works for all things anatomically. Whatever.
Okay. And then I think I have a negative on nature. Hold on. So 18.
Okay. What you notice is that this creature's weakest point, as it's kind of writhing around and moving, is actually going to be somewhere within its facial region. When it opens that mouth, that's the softest tissue. You can see that there's no scales, there's nothing protecting it, but everything else is a hard body. And it's going to be a hard time to fight through his scales.
Okay, cool. Can I Eldritch Blast
Yeah, I see your hand up.
whenever he opens his mouth next?
Acknowledge.
Did you say something else?
Yasin had his hand up.
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
Oh, okay. I was going to let her finish.
Oh, wait.
That.
Kieran, you get 14 points of health back as Estrella runs by going, I'm sorry.
All right, so you're casting Cure Wounds?
Yeah, first level.
First level Cure Wounds. All right, 14 points back for Kieran. Cool. Put you back. That's pretty good.
I'm going to once Astrid tells us to get our ass in gear, I'm going to look at Keldry and tell her to, if they're not already down, to get the sails ready to go, because I'm going to take the helm of this ship and I'm going to try to ram this dragon.
Oh!
Okay.
Okay.
Are you on board for that, Keldry?
Yeah. So I'll run
Are
to the
not
sail.
down. The sails were definitely put up.
Okay, so I'll run to the mast and I'm gonna let the sails down.
Okay. I want you to give me a acrobatics check or athletics, whichever one is higher, to see how long it takes you to do this. Yasin, you make your way to the back of the boat. This is where the steering is on these vessels. You're going to be the rudder. And you see Astrid. She watches you as you just run back, moving around people. And you shove the guy who's on the rudder. You shove him back, grabbing a hold of yourself. What did you get, Keldry? 23? Those sails just flow down. Like you just cut these lines, you take one of them and you just slide down the rope with it. And as you get to the bottom, you tie it up, knot it, and this sail hits. And the boat lurches and Yasin just leans hard on one side, and you see this sucker drift in the water. Astrid catches herself on one side. What the hell are you doing, blue boy?
I'm getting my ass in gear.
That's amazing.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Oh, sweet.
That's badass.
Persuasion.
When I can. I know Melissa wanted to do something, but I did have this plan before your little insight thing.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Astrid looks at you, and there's something that passes between the two of you, sailor to sailor, and she sees what you're doing with kind of the rudder and the bow of the boat, and she's like, "Oh, about time." And she leans in on the opposite side of the boat, and you guys start to turn with the waves as they're crashing in. So about this point, we'll say you're halfway. Grim, you're up, and then we're gonna go to Mud.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna jump back on the boat for this moment.
Give me a athletics or acrobatics, whichever's higher, to get back on the boat.
Oh, I'm not getting back on this boat.
Mud, what do you want to do?
I was going to I was gonna unlodge my the back of my hammer from its head, wherever it is. And I wanted to aim for that little piece between jaws.
Uh-huh.
And I want to hit it so I can eventually separate it. But yeah, I just want to put the point right in that soft piece.
Roll to break its AC. However many hits you want to do. You can do like 2, right?
I can do 2, yeah.
All
I'll
right.
do 2.
Roll to break AC. Grim, what'd you get?
I got a 4.
4. Cool.
So I belly flop into the water.
As you dive off the boat, you would have hit it. You would have been perfect. But Yasin leaned hard. Keladri kicked the sails. And as the boat drifts, you just go, whee, sploosh, right into the water. You miss the boat by a couple of feet. And everybody just kind of watches you. Like, Yasin's like, eh, and he just leans hard into that rudder to keep it turning. As this thing turns, as you're turning this boat, the tail comes in, and you realize this creature is, again, easily 3 times the size of the boat, and it whips its tail in to strike Grim. And it's going to do 2 strikes against Grim. Let's see if I can break your AC, girl.
I'm sure you can.
11 plus 9, dirty 20.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you broke it.
I'll do. And 12 plus 9, that's a 21. That'll break your AC. All right, let's get some damage from this tail. Grim is our first one taking damage. All right, that is a 3d6. So the first tail strike comes at you.
Way too happy.
That is going to be 10 points of damage from the first tail strike. Second one comes in. 6, 10, 12. So that is 22. 22 points of damage. This, and I want you to make a dex saving throw for me.
Also, Chris, by the way, it's still poison, so 4d4 of damage.
4d4 of damage coming up.
Next, I got
4 points of damage.
a 20.
Okay. 4. So here's what happens. As this tail comes in, the first one catches you and just shoves you into the boat. Boom! And you just kind of feel your air get knocked out. As the second one comes in, you use it to pull yourself up and over, and basically it slaps your ass in really hard.
Do it again, I like it.
You make it into the boat. The tail is right here on top of it. And it takes an additional 4 points of damage from the acid. All right, what'd you get?
I got a natural 20.
Okay, that'll break.
And then I got a 17 plus 9.
That'll break as well. So go ahead and roll damage. Crit the 1.
Yep, okay.
Crit your strongest hit. Go for it.
Yeah, no,
While she's working damage, who else wants to do a little magic-y action? Keladri.
I climb the mast, try to get
Bird's eye.
Yeah, you can use your same acrobatics to do that. You just, as you came down, you kick another little latch thing that unwheels and whoosh, and you go right back up to the top mast and perch.
And then can I shoot at it with my longbow with the hail of thorns attached?
Yes, you can.
So
Break its AC. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah.
Yes, and as a reminder, your species can breathe underwater. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
Just in case.
If you ever want to get off the boat.
Little Duntet on the kitty.
Alright, so what do we got
I've
for damage?
10 and 12, so the 12 is going to be doubled, so it's
24
and
and 10, 34 points of damage. Shit. Okay, so here is what happens with Mud. Mud, sort of, you just kind of slide down a bit, latch onto one of the scales, and you take that hammer one-handed and just, boom, you dig in once for that 10 points of damage, pull back, boom, boom, and you sink into that, like, cheeky, middle, fleshy thing that dragons have, and you start to cut into it. One more pull, and you will rip that whole side open, and you can see this kind of greenish blood start to ooze from the dragon's side, and you hear it just and kind of lash back and forth. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can stay on this thing. Kieran, you also need to make a dexterity saving throw because you are on the head.
Cool.
8.
8, and what did Kieran get?
A 17. Can I also no, I'll wait. Yeah, I'll hold on.
Okay. Kieran stays on as this head thrashes back and forth. Mud, you are hanging on to the hammer, and you just kind of swings you around a bit. And at the last possible point, you just kind of give it a little tug, and that cheek flap rips open, but you are ejected, and you just kind of down into the water. You are about, 5 feet from the boat easily. You could swim in either direction if you want to, but you watch as that cheek flap just kind of spurts blood from the side. And again, 34 points of damage is massive. Keladri, did you break the AC of this creature?
There we go.
19 will break.
Okay.
Roll damage. And what do you want to do with this hail of thorns? Do you want to get its mouth closed? Do you want to drag it to the bottom of the ocean? Do you want to tie it to the boat? What are you trying to accomplish?
So the hail of thorns, I was just gonna try to shoot it straight at the monster.
Oh, I see. It's right. It's hail of thorns, not ensnaring
Sorry, not
strike.
ensnaring strike.
Hail of Thorns does 60-10.
6d10. Woo.
2010.
God.
But the actual at higher levels.
I
So
don't-
it,
I
it
think
doesn't
so.
state which level. At second level or higher, damage increases. Oh, so it's a +1 to that. So you are 8, 7, 6. So it's so do 2 more.
Okay,
That's
so
what Hail of Thorns does because
Okay,
it's just
so
that's just the attack. And then
6, 1, and 5. Okay,
6, 1's
so
5.
okay, so 12 damage.
12 damage. All right. Are you aiming anywhere particular? Are you aiming for the mouth?
I was just gonna, if his mouth is open, I'm just gonna aim right at the mouth.
The mouth is open, and so by aiming for the mouth, I will let you double that damage so it crits in there. That has been identified as a weak spot. I imagine Grim would have said something as she, slams onto the boat and gets her ass slapped. The mouth is weak. Ah, So 24 points of damage as this hail of thorns goes into the mouth of this creature. It's like a porcupine. You just watch it just, boom, one arrow splits into like a dozen. And just sticks into the mouth, and it roars louder. And when it tries to close, you kind of watch it wince. It can no longer fully close its mouth, leaving it completely vulnerable to follow-up attacks. Grim.
I would like to Eldritch Blast into the cheek part,
Okay.
into the mouth, cause more damage
Where's
to
the
that
AC?
area.
Quick,
I got a 20.
You got a 20?
Yeah.
Ew. All right. Roll
Where
damage.
am I, by the way? Just so I know, like, am I in?
You are on the left side of his head, so you are right over here. There's just a little Kieran figure. You are basically opposite Mud. You have the other cheek flap area on this kind of pronged mouth.
I add my plus to this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have 18 points of damage.
Nice. Let's go ahead and take that damage. We're gonna need to start doing a little bit of quick math here because y'all getting up there.
Red.
All right. This
In it tonight.
as you hit that cheek, you take the flesh that's there, and what was open and loose becomes burned and charred as this red lightning streams from your fingertips and into its face and burns along the inside of its mouth. You can see underneath its scales smoke starting to rise up from it. And the creature lashes out. It's going to go for an attack now, and it's going for Estrella.
Hey, wait, no. Don't pick
You said, wait, I heard my name.
We're going to go straight down on Estrella here. So let's see. 17 plus 9. That should break your AC, right?
Hot damn, yeah, it does.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. This creature is using one of his special moves. That's called Swallow. This dragon is big enough to swallow a person. And in rage and anger, it grabs Estrella. And you just watch it tilt back. And you can see her just legs dangling. And then it just goes, whoop, and swallows her inside. Now, it swallows her whole. No chewing. So she's still alive as she goes down the throat.
Well, fuck.
And now
Is the belly of this
It's like
soft
her.
or no?
Yeah. hold on.
Not exactly soft, no.
Can I ask
Your
really
thought,
fast?
and then I'll go Kieran.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Grim.
Go
Yeah,
for it.
Grim.
I have a horrible idea. Can I jump in after her with my lightsaber on?
Yeah, shit. I don't even need a roll for that.
No Jack Sparrow this, man.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go inside and try to cut out.
Okay. You can do that. So I just want you to make a strength saving throw. Kieran, what do you want to do?
Oh, I was gonna try and blast a hole by the fact that I have my hand under its scales. I'm just gonna dig it in, and I'm gonna summon a flaming sphere inside of it.
Okay. How does that work?
Basically, I'm going to create a 5 by 5 foot, 5 foot diameter sphere of fire, in a space of my choice, which would basically be right where my hand is, which causes 2d6 damage. And I'm curious to find out what would happen if I summed it right.
So there's no saving throw. There's no AC break. Like you just make a sphere of fire. The people are there. They get burned, huh?
Yes.
You bastard. Okay, you can do that. Now, what did Grim get?
14.
14. Roll damage, Kieran. Also, roll a d4 and add that for the poison as well to your fire.
Okay.
Yasin, this boat has now fully drifted its way until you are dead on with this creature's face. And you can absolutely go Little Mermaid on its ass and shove it in if you want. Like what it is? What do you want to do with the boat, man? What do you want to do?
I want to get as much power behind as possible. So I want to call to all the Vikings on board and tell them to start rowing.
Okay. And they do. They've watched you as you turn this thing, and some of them started to cheer as they watched the bow of the boat line up with this monster. And you said, "Yaw!" And as you call to row, they're like, "Huh, skull, skull, skull." And you just watch them, just all of these giant, muscly people just going, boom, row. Astrid looks to you and then looks to the others and goes, "Spears to the front! Spears to the front!" And you watch 3 guys get up, take their spears, they move forward. Astrid grabs one off the side of the boat like a harpoon and just gets up to the front and braces. And so now you have a point to your boat.
Did Grim already go in there?
Yes, so as the boat shifted and turned, Grim followed Estrella. You just kind of grabbed onto her legs as she was tossed in, and whew, the two of you go down. Inside of this creature, there is a belly that you all kind of sink into, and you are about knee deep in the creature's acid. and you kind of start to feel a tingle around your legs. For right now, you are all only going to take 6 points of damage each. So 6 for Grim, 6 for Estrella. As you kind of feel this acid start to work, every time we come back to you, it's going to increase. You can do 2 things to get out. Well, 3. 1, if the creature dies, you will be able to get out of it. 2, you can cut a hole out of this bitch. 3, you can make it hurt so much from the inside that it pukes you back out. Those are your options when you're inside this thing. So you can just go like Drax and just kind of just go at it in there and make it hurl you. Kieran, what's your damage?
So there's a dex saving throw, but it's to half the damage.
Okay.
So if it makes a 15, if it beats a 15 dex save, then it takes 8 damage. If not, 4.
Got a nat 20 on it, so I do beat that. What's my damage?
Fire damage, it's 4 damage. But it's fire damage, so.
Okay. All right. So 4 fire damage, not bad. This does happen to be a water dragon. It is a water dragon. So fire damage is a little on the spicy side for it. So that'll be a crit. That's 8 points of damage. What happens is as you kind of stick your hand in there and kind of light this fire, swallowing 2 people kind of makes it just shift a little bit, and your hand kind of dislodges for a second and shoots back in. And so some of the flames kind of eject out and then sink back into this creature as you continue to hold on. Estrella, you were going to do something?
Can I do like a nature or an animal check or whatever I need to do to see if this dragon has one of those like hangy things in the back of its throat?
Uvula.
You saw it on the way down.
Right, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and I'm gonna punch it.
Oh my god!
Ew. I can't even imagine what.
You've never been punched in the throat?
Not
You
like
know
that.
You're inside of it. I can't see a legitimate reason why you have to break its AC. Roll damage.
What's it gonna do? Not me.
Roll damage for your mage hand. So in this case, use your unarmed strike. You'll see it there. It's like it's usually a +6 or a +8 or something like that for unarmed strike. But double it because you're on the inside.
Okay. Oh, mine's a +1.
That's your unarmed strike is +1.
Yes.
I'll give your mage hand a +6.
Okay.
Like if you use mage hand, it's +6. If you use your hand, it's +1.
Okay, yeah, I have 1 fist, so that makes sense.
All right, so it's a +6, and then you double it, so it's 12. 12 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay, you summon your mage hand, and Grim, you watch as this what color is your mage hand? What color do you want to make it?
It's purple.
Purple. As this purple energy fist just goes back up the esophagus the way you all came down, and you see at the maybe 20 feet up, you see this dangly uvula, and you're like, she is not. And then boom, like a punching bag, like a speed bag. You watch this mage and and just going to town on it. On the outside, all of you see this creature just start to, and if you just look in there, you can see this little purple hand just kind of wailing on this little punching bag in there. 16 points of damage. This creature is hurting, but it still has a lot of fight left in it. But it is starting to slow down a bit. Yasin, before anybody else does anything, we're gonna do this with Yasin. I want you to roll 2 d20s for the damage that this ship is going to do, because it is now about to careen into the gut of the dragon.
Oh, come on! 17.
Okay, for both, you rolled both of them, and then
Yeah, that was total.
okay, cool. Just double check. 17 points of damage is a nice strike. You all feel, those of you who are on the boat. Where's Mud at this time? Has Mud gotten on the boat?
I would like to get on the boat, but I
You
want
are on
to
the
grab
boat.
one of the shields when I Take it off.
Yep, you are on. You just rip that off the boat because they're kind of like tacked in a bit. You just kind of a little hole there. It's fine. Just what's her name? Astrid kind of gives you a look like what the fuck, but you have a shield now. Everybody braces as these spears just dig and cut into this creature because of the force of the boat. Every Viking holding on to the spear lifts up for a second and comes back like 3 seats, as then the bow of the boat just boom, crashes against it, and you hear the sound of wood cracking and splintering, but the boat holds solid. And as the creature pulls back a little bit, you see spears poking into it, but also this crack that goes into its stomachy chest section. The scales there are starting to peel back as you have done enough damage to critically injure that scale protection there. It has another weak spot on its body. The creature is going to attack. And it is going to do a multi-strike against Mud, Keladri, and then the boat. So it's going to do 3 strikes. That's going to be 2 with a bite and 1 with a tail. Mud.
Can I try to interrupt the bite?
Oh no.
Okay, cool. I was just asking.
Unless you have a move that actually does interruption.
No.
Okay. So 9 plus 5, 14. Will that break your AC? Highly unlikely.
14?
Yeah,
No.
I didn't think so. Alrighty, going for Keladri on the top, holding her roosted position. The creature rises up and goes for a 21. Does that break Keladri's AC?
Yeah, that breaks.
It does. All right, cool. So we'll roll damage for that in a second. And then against the boat, there is no discernible AC on this boat right now. So 3d8. Ooh, where's my d8? Ha! All right. So 3, 8. So that's going to be 11, and then 17 points of damage for Keladri. This creature kind of rushes in and bites across, and you move to the side to not get like stuck and swallowed. But you feel these teeth just kind of grip into your calf, and they kind of pull back, and your calf is bloodied and hurt. But you're still good. You're still alive. But as it comes down for you, you just take your hammer and boom, and just bat it to the side. And you look as Astrid is like, wow, damn right, Jotun, get it. But you just kind of just watch this creature move its head back, but the tail comes in and does an additional 6 points of damage to the boat. The boat is starting to crack in the back. This is the second hard hit that it's taken. And there is a very small leak, Yasin, that is happening at your feet. You can see the small hairline crack in the wood, and a little bit of water is starting to seep in on the backside of the boat.
Question, since the creature attacked me, can I cast Hellish Rebuke on it?
Sure.
Okay. I think if Keladri has a second, I'll try and cast Hellish Rebuke.
You roll the d20 attack roll.
Just try and break these.
Yeah, and then it has to make a dex save of 15.
Okay, dex save of 15. All right.
17 plus 4.
Okay,
So
so
it's
It got a 1. So yeah, it's gonna take you in the face.
That's unfortunate.
What damage? Do 2d10 fire damage.
okay. So which one's the D10? Sorry.
This guy.
Okay.
Oops.
Sorry, Dawson threw the dice under the couch.
Just
I've done that.
How dare you, Dawson?
Whenever
so you can roll it and double it.
the people who are doing things are done, can I do something?
Yep.
I have a 1 to 2.
Okay, cool. So we'll go to Estrella and Grim next, and we'll go to Mud. All right, so what's the damage from this Hellish Rebuke?
7, so
3, 5, 7. That's 8 plus 7. It's
17.
Yep. no,
17.
8 plus 7. That's 15.
15.
15. Fire damage. Oh, which doubles because hey, it's a water dragon. Geez, that's a good hit. Damn. So as it bites you, how do you do hellish rebuke? What is the way that you use this?
Oh, is there a particular?
look.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna point at the creature, and then the creature that damaged me, and then it's surrounded by hellish flames. So
Cool. All right, got a little grandma on you. I see. So as it bites into your cap and pulls away, you just sort of aim your hand at it, and your eyes just go black for a moment. And this energy, this fire, comes up from within your clothes, moves as your everything that's loose on you just kind of flares up and builds up to a point, and then this searing pinpoint light of fire beams into the head of this creature, and then a magnificent explosion as his whole head is engulfed in fire. Kieran, give me a dexterity saving throw to see if you can avoid being burned by your wife's incredible move.
That is a 21.
That will do it.
I'm gonna since I'm kind of tangenting into this, I'm going to let go though. I'm gonna draw the Master Sword and I'm going to spin slash with the aim of cutting off one of its mandibles.
Ooh.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to break the AC. Grim and Estrella, what are you two doing inside this belly?
Okay, well, first thing I want to do, well, this time I guess is the only thing I could really do. I'm going to use Vampiric Touch,
Okay.
and it's gonna be 23 points of damage,
Ooh, and you're gonna suck that into yourself.
and then I get him back.
Yep. All right. There you go.
It's
Estrella, what are
necrotic
you?
damage. I don't know if that matters.
It would matter if the creature was weak to necrotic damage. This particular dragon is not. So anytime you find a creature that's weak to something, it doubles the damage. As in, this bugger's weak to fire. Any fire doubles the damage. Estrella, what are you doing? So it's 23.
I am casting Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
At what level is this? Do 3rd level. Guiding Bolt, and I'm just gonna go straight down through its stomach.
Ooh.
And that is going to be 6d6 of damage.
Woo! Now, do I get like a dex save or like an AC? Like, how does Guiding Bolt work?
On a hit, the target to use. The next attack roll made against this target by the end of your turn has advantage, thanks to the mystical dim light. No, it doesn't have.
On the beginning, it says on a hit.
It says on a hit, the target takes
Gotcha.
4.
So you have to break his AC.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. Oh no.
Yeah, no, this one does too much damage for me to let you get a freebie. You ain't boxing his Yuva. This time you're like trying to blow him a new asshole. So let's see if you can do it.
Oh, nervous. That's a 12. Wait.
You have a plus?
You got a plus? What's your magic plus? All magic has a plus.
Imagine.
Should be at the top.
Like
Oh.
9.
Bills.
18.
18.
So 18 total.
Yeah.
At 18 matches, goes to the attacker. Blow him in the butthole. Go ahead and roll your damage. Roll your damage.
Not the butthole.
While you're at it, I want the two of you to take 9 points of acid damage.
I'm glad
Because
I
you're
got
still
some
you're
back.
still inside his acidic stomach, so that's 9 points. But what damage is this guy taking? Let's see.
We already took 23 from Grim. That's
I
pretty
know.
intense.
24.
Close to dead.
Ooh.
Like, come on.
24. Okay. I need. We're gonna go to Mud next, but I need everybody to hang on as I actually bring up a calculator and start looking because there's a lot of damage. Y'all getting all. Ugh. Okay, I like it. I like this is good. This is sexy. +4. I'm sitting here like plus 34, plus 24. Like y'all hitting like you're supposed to. Finally, y'all hitting like gods. There we go. 8.
Well, I noticed that I never moved up to the 8 level, so I've been playing in 7 for a while.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Melissa.
So now I'm in 9, and I was like, wow, I have points.
Oh my gosh, Melissa.
Okay, cool. Cool. Here is what happens. Estrella, as Grim kind of like digs into the flesh of this creature and starts to just absorb life from it, you summon this bolt, and again, just like a beam from heaven, you just raise up a few feet and boom, launch it straight down. Now the creature curves under the water, otherwise you'd probably make it straight out its actual butt, but you just dig into its flesh. And if any creature was looking from underneath, they would see this glowing light just getting brighter and brighter on the back side of it until just this open wound appears, and the light continues to travel downward as you rip open a hole in its side. Immediately, the two of you are covered in acid for another 10 points of damage as it spits you up and literally regurgitates you out of its stomach because you've done so much damage to it at once. And on the boat, all of you just watch as Estrella and Grim just and just kind of fly and land into the water on the left side of the boat towards the back. Two of you were regurgitated out. Mud, what do you want to do?
How's this dude looking?
He's looking bad. There is blood in the water that's starting to seep up, and you can see it pool around the creature. Its back, the two back parts of it, these humps in the tail, you watch them curl in under the boat as if it's protecting a wound and curling in around itself like a snake would do. And you see the head kind of wobbling around as it tries to find its next target.
I would like to see if anybody on the boat had, like, if they have any of those, like, containers of oil on the boat.
Like a lamp?
Or a lamp.
There is a lamp on the front that would be used in case of, traveling at night. There would be like a little lamp. Yep.
Okay, but it's not lit, right?
Oh, no, it's lit. It's a dark, stormy night. It's lit.
Oh, it's not.
I want to I want to get it into the creature's mouth.
Okay.
Suck it.
I was also going to climb into the creature's mouth.
Don't do it after you throw the lamp.
The rockets on my hammer I was going to crash it up against the top of it and like light it with my hammer, sort of thing like that.
Roll to break it, Stacey.
Okay.
Kieran, what did you want to do?
I'm in its mouth, by the way. Like,
I wanted to get out of bullet time as I've been hovering right next to its mandible, spin slashing.
Yep. Tell me that damage. What'd you get?
Well, I got a 22 to hit, and the damage.
Yep, the 22 will hit.
6 plus 8, which is 14.
14 points of damage.
And then I'd sploosh into the water.
All right. Mud?
should I use a plus or anything?
Yes,
hit?
your maul has a plus.
Okay. Plus 9. 15 plus 9.
Yeah, that'll break. Roll damage.
I don't know what to, like, should I just roll for my maul, or, like, is it fire damage?
Roll for the maul.
Okay, cool. 6. 6 plus 5, 11.
So 11 and 14, that's a combined 25 points of damage. How do the two of you want to do this?
Hey.
What were you gonna do?
I'm slashing at its like mandibles to like cut them all off.
You want to cut the mandible off?
Well, since I am technically like holding its mouth open, I will just push into that mandible, both of the mandibles that are on the bottom, and just kind of like push it up at the same time. I just want to open it all the way up.
Cool. So here's what happens. Here is what a crew of Vikings watch happen. As Estrella and Grim fly out of its mouth, having done significant damage, Kieran leaps off as Mud jumps into the mouth. And as he turns and slashes, you watch as this sword, the Master Sword from Hyrule, glows for a split second and just shing, and it's a clean hit. For a moment, you don't know what happens, and he hits the water. And then you hear the Vikings start to cheer as the mandible slowly slips and falls off next to him with a giant sploosh, blood just oozing out of one side. As Mud watches this, she roars and just pushes up and down at the same time, and this horrible crack just echoes for miles as the last of its two mandibles snap and its whole jaw just pushes way past its breaking point. And as Mud jumps out, you watch this dragon just listlessly move left, right, and this giant wave and an eruption of cheers from the Vikings as this massive Leviathan dragon of 247 hit points falls to the bottom of the ocean. Food for the sharks and barracudas below. Astrid raises a hand for Kieran to get into the boat. She kind of reaches out for you, Kieran.
I'll reach to my only remaining arm and I can't.
One arm.
He's only had one arm the whole time.
Sheesh.
That boy was doing something. As you climb on board the boat, she kind of pats you on the back and goes, "That's some damn good fighting, Rock Boy. Nice job."
Thank you. Thank you.
As the rest of you climb into the boat, Estrella and Grim, you're washed from the ocean, so all of the nice icky goo is gone. As you all climb back in, she looks at all of you and she goes, "Okay, I've got to admit, that was badass. I needed your help. Thank you. But what the hell are you doing here?" Never mind. Don't. Look, I'm going to take you back to Burke. We can sort it out there. We need to get off the water. Be useful. Grab an oar. You, Jotun, put your hammer in the water and just start stroking. We need to get to shore as quick as we can.
Saltwater would ruin. Puts it on the ground and grabs two of the oars and just starts like...
Two of the guys who are like there, you just kind of like sink into the center and just start like rowing like, "Oh, hey, all right, very nice." You just kind of see them like looking you up and down, and one of them tries to like touch your biceps. "Oh yeah, sorry. I just watched. Ooh. And all of you are good to go to Burke. Nobody wants to jump off or do anything else.
I'm actually gonna hang over the side and from one of the floating carcass pieces, I'm just gonna cut off a couple of the horns, like grab a piece and just like chunk it off, just so I have a little bit of that.
With what arm?
With his one arm. Yeah, you can do that. Roll sleight of hand. Let's see how much you get. Anybody else want to loot the carcass before we move on?
Just gonna grab the giant mandible out of the water and put it on the boat.
You can
I'm
if
going
you
to
want.
be
I am.
flopped on the deck, just
You're gonna flop on the deck. Yeah.
yeah.
Nope, I'm putting the mandible right across the front of the boat, and then I'm sitting right behind it and just rowing.
I was going, like trying to figure out how to get the mandible, and it just lifts out of the water, and I'm like, works too, thank you. So
I got you. It's all good.
What's your sleight of hand roll?
that real quick. It was bad.
No, just
7.
7. Okay. You pull off 7 scales from this creature. Now, keep in mind, one scale is approximately the size of like your head. So you're able to kind of, as the boat is going by, you're just sitting here cutting and placing. And by the time the boat rows past, you've got 7 decent sized scales off this creature that you can do whatever you want or whatever the people back in Burke can do for you with it. Yasin, all the Vikings encourage you to be the rudder and to steer this boat. And Astrid just kind of gives you a look like, "Keep her steady, Blue Boy. Nice job."
Reminds me of me at the beginning. I had nicknames for all of you.
Oh.
Not mud.
Not much.
You weren't even here. Neither was Kieran. Or, oh my gosh. What?
Now, as you all start rowing out into the water, looting and helping, the Vikings start to chant, and you hear them starting to sing the calls of Valhalla and singing the victory that you have all had over this giant Leviathan. And everybody starts to get into a rhythm as they row and move. And you start to cut through the water at a pretty fast clip. Probably helped a lot by the giant woman taking 2 oars for herself. But as you careen through the water, the clouds start to part. And in the distance, you can see this giant village rising up from the sea. Giant mountain peaks of green in the background, dotted with these long Viking houses painted with various colors. And over the top of this grand village, you see a lone black dragon and someone on his back. And he's flying towards the Viking boat. By the time he gets close enough, you can see the form of Chief Hiccup riding on the back of the Alpha Toothless. And you see Astrid kind of wave up to him going, "You're too damn slow, we killed it already." "Ah, shit, another one? They're just going rogue, I don't know what the hell's happening. Are you all good? Is everyone alright?" "Yeah, we're fine, we had these new asses who helped us out." "Ah, interesting, I've never... Oh, a Jotun. Wow, okay, that's weird, and a rock guy, and a... Cool, I'll meet you guys on shore, alright. Hurry up." And you all glide into port to the songs and cheers and pats of these Vikings who have embraced you into their tribe as the slayers of Leviathan. As you all kind of move into port, all of you get off the boat.
Dragon.
Sat in my chair.
I'm just gonna carry the man
Bomb.
off the boat.
So Kieran and Mud, you have your loot that you've gotten from this creature. And almost before anybody else can greet you, you see this very stout man kind of hobble up. He's got this big, bushy beard and mustache. A lot of gray in it, but also flecks of red here and there. He's wearing a big horned hat on his head. He's got a cane in one hand, and his other hand, he's got this like hammer that's attached to him. One of his legs is like a peg leg with pistons in it. You just got to hear clank, 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 clank. Oh, you killed a Leviathan. Oh, that's the mandible of one, isn't it? Oh, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 7 scales. Ha ha! You know, if you wanted to, you could bring that by my shop. I'm Gobber, by the way. I'm Gobber. If you bring it by my shop, I could turn that into something for you. Maybe a nice set of armor, a weapon, or something like that. Oh, I'd love to get my hands on a piece of the Leviathan. He's been bugging our shores for years.
Mud's gonna kind of like lift Kieran up just a little bit by like his shirt that doesn't have like an arm in it. It'd be like,
oh. At this time, as he's kind of looking and steadying, Chief Hiccup lands on the back of Toothless, just this, and he just kind of hops off. And you can see Hiccup, his armor is fashioned out of the scales of various dragons, most of them actually from the black dragon that he's riding. He has a long cloak that he has draped over one arm, in the colors of Burke, as you see. The reds and the blues and the yellows painted across the village are echoed into his cloak that he wears. At his side, he carries a few different weapons that look almost closer to what you've seen in Nar Shaddaa than what you would think of from a Viking village. He kind of steps up to all of you and he goes, "Well, greetings. Welcome to Burke. thank you for helping my wife, the chiefess Astrid here. If you didn't know, she was my wife. Yes, I did marry that right there. And she kind of gives him a look. He's like, anyway.
Adorable.
But he looks at all of you. He goes, "You're all welcome. You're welcome here. Food, provisions, rest, whatever you need. You'll find it within our great hall there, up at the top of the hill. That's where you have the most space for all of you. Some of you are," and he's kind of looking with Gobber at Mud and Kieran, "are missing some limbs." And
Mud
he
then
looks,
grabs like Estrella and pushes her to the front.
yes.
They have a club.
It's, you know what? We do too. And he points at Gobber and himself, and both having pig legs.
She totally meant like the one-armed club, but yeah, no, it sounded bad. I'm sorry.
Look, we can
I didn't get that.
we can take a look at that. It's the least I can do for saving our people out there on the water. And then he comes over to you, Grim, and he goes, "Oh wow, that's some nice work. I can't even see the figures in that. What? Is there magic involved in that? I feel like there might be some magic. That's not just all like technology."
I guess I'll just make my hand glow with red.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Nice. Oh, I'm Hiccup. By the way, I'm sorry I didn't. My name is Hiccup. Who are all of you?
I'm just gonna say I'm Grim.
Grim. Good. Okay. Pleasure.
Mud, and she's gonna try to like hand him the mantle.
Oh, okay. Here, Gobber. Oh, God, it's heavy, Gobber. I got it. Don't worry. And he like hefts it onto one shoulder. I swear, you chief or not. I'll have this. Yep.
Just gonna tap on it for them.
Oh, like you want armor or like arms for them out of this? Oh, all right. What do the two of you think about that? I'm Gobber, by the way. Who are the two of you?
Kieran.
Kieran and the pretty lass over here.
Estrella.
Oh wait, is it Estrella? Sorry, it's Estrella.
That's what I was saying. Estrella.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm looking up amputee puns right now, so
Oh my god.
so sorry.
Lass, your name. Did you get hit by the dragon a little too hard out there?
I was inside the dragon. Hi, my name is Estrella.
I can smell the Leviathan on you. It's quite pungent. I like it. Very nice aroma. Would the two of you be liking an arm out of this here creature's mandible?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear Kieran there jump for joy. Did you have something different in mind, my rockish friend?
We'll see. I might have some interest in helping you out. I have the ability to infuse magics into items, so maybe once we get to your shop, I'll accompany you, and we can figure some interesting methods out.
Aye, that sounds like a right good plan to me. You're welcome to come along now, or if you want to take a rest up at the Longhouse and come later, I'm usually there all day, all night, all 365, 24/7. You know, Hiccup doesn't let me out. Oh, shut up, Gobber. You know you love it. Whatever. I'll be over there whenever y'all need me. And you just see him kind of lugging off. And then he looks at the scales you have in your hand and he goes, "Oh, you could bring them too. I'd like to work on them. I mean, up to you, whatever you need, but just saying." And he just kind of starts to toddle off as he does. And he's like, "Okay." And oh, excellent. All right, come along. And the two of you go off to his workshop. Gobber calls off behind him, "Estrella, pretty lass, I need you to come eventually for a fitting. I need to make sure I get the right size for you. Whenever you're available, just come on over."
I can't.
Okay.
Well, okay, cool. That's that gets that settled. Excellent. If the rest of you want to follow me up to the Longhouse, we've got Grim, the Jotun Mud. Are you? I have to ask. Are you from Jotunheim? You look like a frost giant. You wouldn't happen to be a frost giant, are you?
No.
I come from where it's cold.
But your species, are you a frost?
I am Goliath.
A Goliath. Goliath.
Well, at least partially. And she walks off to go find
And woman of not much words. That's I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hot. And then Astrid kind of like smacks him back. What? I can't look at other. But you look at guys anyway. Yeah. So if the rest of you will follow me, you, my blue friend, Astrid doesn't let just anybody row her boat. Boy, that came out bad. Anyway, what's yeah, I'm gonna get it later for that. What's your name? You must be a captain yourself.
I just walk up to Hiccup and do the like Viking clap and introduce myself as Yasin, and I was formerly a captain, and it's good to stretch my sea legs every now and again. And then I'll compliment Hiccup on Astrid's commanding ability.
Oh yeah, she can be pretty commanding. That's her best quality. Oh, absolutely. And she hits him again, and he's like, "Ow, shit." Okay, fine, I'll stop. All right, follow me, everybody, up to the longhouse. Does everybody follow him? Of course, minus Kieran, who's going off with God. Everybody else follows the longhouse.
Mud already headed to the longhouse. She wants to.
Cool. So as the rest of you are following, Astrid kind of leads the way. Hiccup tails back and kind of starts to walk next to Keladri, and he goes, I don't want to seem rude, but I noticed that you have these horns. You wouldn't happen to be part dragon, would you?
No, I'm a tiefling.
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 Is it Grim? Are you pointing at your horns too?
Yes, I was like, see.
Oh, I not to be rude, yours are smaller. I thought they may have been like an accent or jewelry. That's fine. I get that. That's okay. I walked into it. Fine. A tiefling, interesting. You aren't all from this realm, are you?
No, no, we're not.
Interesting. Okay. You all start to move into the longhouse by this time. You can tell that the village itself is extremely well kept. It's gorgeous and fertile grasses, and there's farmlands, lots of sheep everywhere. You notice they have a thing with sheep. There's plenty of sheep. But what you don't see are lots of dragons. In fact, the only dragon that you see in town is Toothless, who kind of has taken a position to walking beside Hiccup. Toothless himself is a full black dragon. He is bigger than what you might remember from the movies. He's grown in his time, much like Hiccup has. Not only is he a broader, larger man, not huge, he's still Hiccup, but he does have a very nice beard. That does look rather well on him. And Toothless himself has broadened out. The ridges on his back have gotten bigger, and they're no longer controllable where they flap open and close, but he just has this nice ridge that moves down. And his eyes almost have this permanent blue glow to them. And as he stares at each of you, you can tell that he's sizing all of you up. He's not entirely sure if he should trust you or not, even though Hiccup seems to have. As you all walk into the longhouse, you are greeted by the sights, sounds, and smells of a feast. There are many Vikings inside, already enjoying themselves with food and drink. There's conversations happening everywhere, the roar of a fire in the back. There's a giant pig on a spit that's just kind of rotating as people come up and cut pieces off, and there's just a lot of merriment and joy. And as Astrid walks in, they all turn to her and go, "Yeah!" And as Hiccup walks in, there's a slightly less, "Yeah." But still a decent greeting for their chief. Welcome to the Longhouse. All of you are free to eat and drink as much as you want. There are rooms in the back that we have for our guests, so you're all welcome to stay the night or as long as you need to. Look, when you are feeling ready, feel free to come find me. I'll be with Astrid up at the main table, but I don't want to press. I have lots of questions. You probably have questions. I just gonna ask one question. I'm sorry. I know. And he's like looking at you, laughing, grim. I know I'm annoying. And as I find my notes to ask the right question. Yes. Have any of you heard of the name Thonrar by chance? Does that sound familiar?
It sounds familiar.
On RAR.
Thonrar, yes.
Rawr.
It sounds familiar. Captain Yasin, why do you say that?
We've met Hathan S and have heard tell of
Thon. What was the
Thon
other one?
Was Thon Call.
in Hyrule.
Thon Cow.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
What was
Oh.
the one from?
Interesting. I wondered if there were variations on the name. Different cultures would encounter him in different ways. Like Thor in some places, and in other ones it's Quetzalcoatl, but they all control lightning. Interesting. Okay. I wondered. Okay. I have a theory. But I'm sorry. I'm annoying. Shit. Fuck. Okay. I'm going to go away now. When you all are good, come find me. Grim, you
Where
have
is
a...
the alcohol?
Oh, there's plenty of alcohol here. There's giant barrels of it, just kegs, oozing with foaming mead ready for you.
Okay, I find a cup and I take a giant thing out of a barrel.
Yep. It's all good. As you drink it, yes?
I'm gonna walk up to the pig and just like rip off a leg.
And,
Like,
I was
oh,
gonna-
and you rip off a leg. As you drink and eat, you notice that the food you're not sure if it's because it's been so long since you've eaten, or if it's just really well seasoned, but this shit tastes good. As you drink the mead, Grim, it is just the right balance between sweet and savory with spices that you don't recognize, just all playing amazing games with your taste buds as you drink this and just guzzle it down. And you can tell that on the alcohol side, this is some light stuff. Like you could drink this all night and just have a nice buzz without like losing your shit. And you are just in heaven with that. The pig is succulent and juicy. As you eat it, just kind of drips down your cheek a little bit. And it has the sweetest, saltiest flavor you've had. Even compared to what the champions were fed in the arena. This is definitely a step above. What are the rest of you? What are the rest of you doing? Estrella, Keldry, Yasin.
I'm with Grim.
My God.
good man.
The two of you are drinking up a storm. Yasin, this drink actually feels pretty familiar to you. Medes and Vikings, you have encountered cultures like this on the seas for many years. But you have to admit, even amongst your travels, this is some pretty good stuff. Like you're enjoying it. That leaves Keldry and Estrella. What do the two of you like to do with your little bit of downtime?
I think Estrella's gonna go sit next to Mud and probably like attempt to be as impressive and strong and eat some of the pig, but it's not going quite as well. But she's gonna hang out.
Mud just like rips off like a handful, but like for her that's a lot, and just like
Wop.
Okay.
She's mama birding you.
Hell yeah.
Ew.
But not as gross.
No, I'm
Does anybody want to take a moment to talk to each other or talk to, the new party members or anything like that? Is there anything you all want to say to each other before I move over to what Kieran is doing with Gubber?
This shit sucks. Let's drink more.
Oh yeah, let's. I want Yasin to turn to Mud and be like, so, Mud, huh?
Dirt was already taken.
No.
Wow.
Did Grim say this? 'Cause,
I like it. Just roll with it. Yeah.
She's gonna look at you and go, tiny boy shouldn't talk so much. And she's just gonna bite into her.
I demand an arm wrestle happen right now. Between
No.
you or my metal arm and you. I ain't playing
will
fair.
take you both at the same time.
There are Vikings around who
I
hear the
will
word
take you
arm
both.
wrestle and they're like, oh, is there going to be an arm wrestling challenge? Oh, yes. But Jorgen, come, gather around. And you see these like, they're all the same dude. They just like all like rush in from 5 different angles. It's like the video game that just keeps cloning the same guy and builds him up. And so you see like 5 dudes who look almost identical come up and go, oh yeah, arm wrestling challenge. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be the big woman versus who? Who steps up to take the challenge with her?
I guess my metal arm. I'm gonna do it because I don't want to put Yasin in that position.
Well, you kind of did.
I know. I was like, well, maybe I should have done it myself.
I will
Well,
take
that-
both if you want.
So Mud, you put your arm up.
Yeah.
I'm not playing fair either. I'm gonna put mage hand on my hand
Oh, come on.
Okay.
on my metal arm.
All right, I see how that is. So the 2 of you clasp arms, and Jorgen
Your
kind
hand is like swallowed.
of
Fine.
this big
That's
meaty
why I
hand
mage
of
hand,
mud.
right?
Jorgen kind of comes up and he's like, okay, here we go. And he puts his hand on the 2 of your fists. On the count of 3, here's what you're going to do. I want each of you to make a strength saving throw,
Oh, fuck.
and you can add your arcana to it, Grim, to see if it'll get you over the edge.
Praise Jesus.
All right, and go. And he kind of pulls back, and the 2 of you just start to like struggle, and you can see the veins popping, the gears whirring, sweat starting to drip down Grim's face. Grim, what did you get?
I got 20.
20. And what did Mud get? 24. This is a good fight. So we move a little left, a little right, but Grim starts to give out just a little bit. And you hear the crowd going, ah, Mud, 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 Mud. I want you to make another roll once more to see if Mud can either put her down or will Grim come back to center.
17.
Oh, you just like I was at 19. I was
Just a little bit more as Mud starts to push further, but Grim is not going down without a fight. And you watch her like grip the side of the table, like square her feet, and she's like, boom, and you just watch her pour everything into this. One more roll. This will either end it or lengthen the fight.
21.
woohoo! It's at 18 plus 9.
Oh, 8, that's it. And in one move, you just watch like Mud flexes like her right pec, and you just watch like the boob just like pops, and then the arm goes boom, and the table just shakes, and all the Vikings are like, yo!
Baby.
But you have a bunch of Vikings coming up behind you, Grim, and they're patting you on the back going, ja, that was good. You held up against the giant. I would not have arm wrestled a giant woman for 1,000,000 bottles of mead. And a lot of people are like just like patting Mud and just kind of like, ah, yeah.
At first, Mud kind of tenses. She doesn't like being touched, but she goes,
Full contact. I feel that in real life. Not liking physical contact. Let's see if we can get them to play a different game.
What you thinking?
I don't know, something gambly or weird. I don't know. What do Vikings do?
Well, let's just say you're asking all that out loud. Let's play a different, and the Vikings go, well, we do play a game with dice that can be quite fun. It's a lot like Liar's Dice. So what the thing is that you take dice, you roll them, put them down, you look at your dice, and then you bluff to see if you get the other people to bow out because you have a higher number. See, whoever has the highest roll wins. But you got to bluff your way to it. Who wants to try? Who wants to play? Who's in here?
Obviously, I am. Anybody else?
Try it.
All right, Estrella's in.
Mud's gonna take somebody's cup from them and like chug it real quick, and then she's gonna put it down in the middle and be like, "I'm in."
That was mine. Okay, you can have it. No, that's one big woman. Yasin, are you in? Or are you just going to enjoy your? You're in. All right. Keladri's in. All right. So here's what you all are going to do. I want you to take your D20 and your D6. Your D20 and your D6. And I want everybody to roll. And the guy who's organizing this, Jorgen, son of Bjorgen, son of Snorgen, will be playing with you. And what's going to happen is we're all going to roll. And then we're going to go to around the room. Jorgen will kind of call on each person. And you all have to convince the other people that you have a higher number. It can be truthful. You can be lying. We don't know. But the highest number wins. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to claim, I have a 20. I have 23, whatever that might be. And if the other person believes you, they can back out and they don't lose anything. Or they can go, bull. And that means they challenge you. Now, everybody has to bid something for this. And so Jorgen pulls up and he goes, I'm going to, I'll put down 10 gold for this. And that'll be my wager for this round. Everybody ante up, put a little something in.
Do I still have all my stuff again?
Yeah, everybody's got all their stuff.
Okay. He put how much down? 20 gold?
10 gold.
10 gold? I guess I'll put the same.
Okay, you can do that.
I'll put 10.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody's in 10. Cool. So the pot is up to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60 gold. That's what the wager is for this. That's what we can win. So, all right, everybody, roll your dice. Keep them hidden. So I guess it'd only be fair to start with me. I mean, the honest truth is none of you could ever beat me. You're not even from Burke. I have in my possession 23 for the number. A pretty high roll. Not many could beat that. And if you wish to back out now, you can. No harm, no foul. I'll even give you your 10 gold right back to you if you leave right now. Anybody leaving? No, not from the giant woman. Not from the one with the horns, the metal arm. No. Okay, fine. All right, next. Let's go to the arm wrestling champion then, Mud. What have you got?
24.
By one. You think you can beat me by one? I'm calling bull on that, giant lady. What about the rest of you? Do you think she can beat at 24?
26.
26 from lass. What is your name?
Estrella.
Estrella, dear, that was a big cock and ball, that one, with a 26. Wow. Oof. All right, well, how about my seafaring lad over here? Do you think you can beat a 26? What have you got in there?
Got a 29.
29. That's impressive. I'm calling a bull on that one, but that's the highest one here. What about our horned mistress over here? I see you've got the bow on your back and arrows and a quiver. I see you're a hunter, are you? The hunting mistress. What have you got? Do you think you can beat a 29?
Is that even possible?
Now remember, another way to play this is just to call bull on someone and go,
I called bull on.
and just go, I'm going to win. I'm going to win with a 23.
I'm sorry, my guy, but I'm calling bull.
What do
All
you
right,
mean?
so my huntress, what have you got? What do you think you're going to win with?
I got a 25.
25, I see. 25, 26, 29, 24, 23. The last one is one with a metal arm. And what are you going to win with?
I have 25 as well.
Oh, the tie would be something special here if it were, but I'm calling bull on all of you. I'm saying I'm going to win at 23. Does anybody wish to back out now after hearing everybody say what they've got? Oh, the strange bunch you are from your realm. Well, I have 23 right here. A 20, and it was a 20 there. A 20 and a 3. Mud, what do you have? Can you beat a 23?
24.
You know what? Sawed off, really. Okay, fine. All right, Estrella with the 26. Is it really a 26?
20.
Oh, that was a good try. You bluffed well. You almost had her there. All right, Yasin, man of the sea. How the hell could you get 29 rolling a d20 and a d6, sir?
I had a 9.
That's a right good bluff you had there. All right, we'll move it on to our huntress here. What be your name, lass?
Oh, that's me. Caladry.
Caladry the huntress. And what might your number?
Rolled a 25.
You have an actual 25? Ah, impressive. All right, then, this metal-armed she-devil. What do you have?
A 25.
Oh, and we have an actual tie, a roll-off. All right. And you kind of hear the crowd cheering around as they gather closer to see. All right, then, for the 60 gold in the pot, here's how we're going to play it. You're going to roll a d20, and then you're going to text me the number. Send it over Facebook Messenger. We'll see
You got the text here? I didn't know we had Wi-Fi. I gotta get my cellular device out now.
Oh yeah, Burke. The Wi-Fi is Burke loves dragons, and the password is hiccup is an ass. He doesn't know it though.
I'll just text them.
No.
Hiccup. Yes, I do.
I totally know, Jorgen, son of Bjorgen, you asshole. All right, I got one in, just waiting on Caladry. And here's the final roll. Caladry came in strong, the dice bouncing across the table as Grim threw from the other side, and we watched them get closer as they roll and stop. And the crowd looks down, and a cheer rises up for Grim, the metal-armed she-devil. It was 16-12. Close match, good rolls. Nicely done. And so Jorgen slides the pot over to you. All right, well, that's enough fun and games for me. You're at 60 gold. I'm out 10. You're a fun lot. If you wish to lose more or perhaps gain more of my money, you can find me around the tavern or the longhouse here. I'm always willing to play a game or two. It's a pleasure meeting all of you. Remember, the name is Jorgen, son of Sjorgen. Peace out. And he just sort of leaves. Well played, everybody. Let's move over to Kieran as you and Gobber start working on this armor. Gobber kind of looks at you and goes, all right, Kieran, so what do you have in mind? What would you like trying to do with this?
Well, I was curious, since you know the materials, what are some of the possibilities as far as components go from these scales? You've probably worked with these before.
I've worked with dragons before, indeed, but never this particular one. But all dragons kind of follow a similar pattern. You look at what is it that makes the dragon strong, eh? So this dragon, a Leviathan, is a sea dragon. That means he's strong against any kind of water or air damage, but weak to things like fire. Lightning doesn't do the best either with him, so it depends on what you're defending against. Now, you could easily imbue it with water-based magic. You could probably do water defense as well. Ice, cold, things of that nature. If we push it just a little bit, we could probably increase armor class, mobility. Might be able to enchant it to breathe underwater for a short amount of time. Wouldn't that be something?
Fantastic. I also have a few infusion techniques that I could I could possibly see if I can tie in. I work as an artificer and enchanting elements
Oh,
from
aye.
stone and uh, jewels of sorts. I can extract some magical, magical.
Magical. Very interesting. That's right kind of you to offer that. You know, there may be other places that we could use your help. I don't know if Chief Hiccup told you yet, but apparently we're between a war right now. There's two sides, and we're sort of in the middle of it. And, well, I'm getting kind of worried that Hiccup maybe isn't preparing us enough for it, so might need your help getting the troops all geared up and defended and things like that. Tell you what, if you help me there, I'll do the work here for free. You owe me nothing.
Well, I would be happy to offer my services.
Oh, bonny wee lad, thank you. And he just sort of like claps you on the back with this big meaty hand of his. I was hoping you'd say something like that. Great, great. All right, so let's see here. So what is it that you want Gobber to do? He gave you a couple of ideas, a couple of things. You have the mandible to work with, which is a good chunk of material, and the scales. What do you want to make? What do you want it to do?
How many objects could we make? Like, how much material are we working with as far as like how many items we can craft?
It depends on what the items are. The mandible could be 2 full items, like 2 weapons, 2 arms, something along that line. There's enough material to do 2 like complete things out of it. The scales, you definitely have enough scales to make 1 good piece of armor. Think of it like a cuirass or some pauldrons or things along those nature.
Okay. I have some ideas for the team, but I don't really want to share them because I have some cool ideas I want to do for people.
So you kind of whisper them to Gobber, and he's like, "Oh, that all right, yeah, fine. We'll try and do that. I think I could work with you on it. Might take all night, but I think we could come up with something pretty fancy. And then in the morning, we can talk about your side of the deal and how we can use your artificing to help out the troops here before we get caught in a war that we're not ready for. Not that I don't think Hiccup is ready for anything, mind you, but, well, he's still a young lad. War doesn't come naturally to him. All right, well, let's begin working." And the fires start to stoke, and the two of you just kind of get your hammers and everything, and you start going to work crafting the items that I imagine you will send me later. And we'll see how those work out. At the end of kind of your time, I imagine that Gobber would be like, "All right, I think I've got enough. Why don't you go up to the longhouse, get something to drink and eat, come back later after you're done, go rest, son, take a wee load off." And so as you head over to the longhouse, Hiccup has gathered the group over to him. And goes, "Okay, I'm so happy that you all have won money from my people and drunken pretty much all of my ale. The 3 of you, boy, I've never seen someone put it down the way the 3 of you have." And he's kind of looking at Yasin, Grim, and Mud.
Mud just picks up a barrel as she's talking and be like, "What?"
"Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. No, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead, drink all of our mead. Don't bat an eye."
She sits aside and she's like,
"Oh, no, that's okay. I really can't drink that much. I'm lactose intolerant." Anyway, so
"It has lactose?"
So here's the thing. You all of you have kind of fallen into Burke at a very interesting time. So you've heard of Thonis, which I believe is probably Thonrar. So Thonrar, well, he's I didn't find this out till recently myself. He's known as the father of all dragons. Apparently, the entire species originated from one magical god, this being who apparently birthed from his forehead the first dragon, yada yada. I don't know, it's a whole bunch of legends, and Thor help me, I'm not well versed in all of my mysticism, but the point is, he's real. And there are others who worship him here with us. And not in Burke, but I mean in this realm where we live. There are factions to the east, Dragon Clan, but they are physically dragon people. Their faces, scales, horns. That's why I confused Keldry and maybe Grim as being part dragon, because they, you know what? That's fine. You know, I've got them too. Look, I've got two, and they're for you. So
Mine's bigger.
damn that. You know, I'm not even gonna go there. That's shut up. Anyway. Where I miss Nim.
Oh no!
Mud makes me feel small. Anyway, here we go. There are clans to the east that are well, they're gearing up for war, and the dragons are following them. Toothless, being the alpha that he is still not strong enough to go against their dragon queen. She is something to be reckoned with over there. But on the opposite side, to the south, we have a clan of dwarves who have also been stirring up trouble here. Now, the two of you are here looking, the group of you are here looking for something, aren't you? An item, perhaps something musical in nature. The Legends of Thonrar says that he could control the dragons with a flute, some kind of a dagger that was also a flute, and he could control the dragons with them. Would you be looking for an item like that?
Here's perk up. Yes, we actually have a couple of items like that, which is kind of how we got here and why we are here.
Okay. I suppose your being here has something to do with the cracks in the sky that we all see.
Indeed.
Okay. All right. So here's the skinny. I need help. Burke is in the middle of a war. And oh, hang on. I don't want to play all the music, just the one song. Thank you. Play, damn it. Love me. Love me, Astrid. Why don't you love me anymore? There we go. We're in the middle of a war that we can't handle. The dwarves and the Dragon Queen are each trying to take our land for themselves, as we're in a pretty good place. So I will help you get this dragon calling flute, but I need you to help me stop a war. Do you think you all can do that?
Drunk Yasin goes, hi!
And that is where we stop tonight's session. Everyone give yourselves a round of applause for